The OP12 hype is real, but Alto has his sights on another leader. Let's see what Alto cooked up for this father-son duo. If you're still in mourning, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Card Condini.
Alright y'all, we got another one for you here today, and OP12 is just around the corner, so there is a lot of hype coming in with all the new leaders that are going to be hopping into the meta, especially decks like Green Zoro, Red Rayleigh is really strong, Kuzan is looking strong as well, and the other ones seem pretty good in my opinion at least. But let's not forget about Starter Deck 22. So if you guys don't know, Starter Deck 22 actually came out in Japan way before OP12, but it didn't make that much of a splash, and part of it is that the Whitebeard's Pirate package wasn't the strongest. But with PRBO2, OP13, and even cards from OP12, the package is looking a lot stronger, so I think it's time to kind of give this leader a second look. So if you guys aren't super familiar with this leader, the Ace and Newgate, really fun combo, the father-son duo that everyone loves. Unfortunately, RIP, but with that being said, its activate main or its leader ability isn't super strong off of the top of the hand. So if you kind of look at how this operates, you reveal one card in your hand with the Whitebeard Pirates type, pull one card off of the top of your deck, and then place the card that you initially revealed on the top of your deck. So it's a lot of showing the cards that you have, but it works in tandem with a lot of the abilities that we have on our characters here. We got the Atmos. So the Atmos, again, requires you to reveal 2 cards in order to bounce a card back into hand. You know, something like the 5-cost Ace coming from OP08. Again, you have to reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's 4 and below, you can play that card in tandem, so helping out with your swarm. So really cool that, you know, this deck kind of really works together in terms of like revealing cards, giving your characters power-ups or, you know, different abilities. And yeah, it's just overall really strong. And so in the previous meta here, we had Whitebeard in blue. A lot of people were using this card, the I Am Whitebeard, and it's really strong. It allows you to play a Whitebeard card either like 9 or 10 on an 8 Dawn turn, and also gives your leader 2k power, but it requires you to pull off of the top of life, which can get a little sus. So previously we used to run this Whitebeard right here, and this Whitebeard is really strong. It requires your opponent to get taxed each turn when they attack with a character for 2 cards. So yeah, it's really good. But the problem is that, you know, by the time we play it out, our life is already very low. So it makes things a little suspicious, right? Or a little sus. So instead, we're playing a card that came out in OP12. This guy right here, the I Will Make Whitebeard the King. And it is a 9-cost event. And the way that it works is if your leader has Whitebeard Pirates in its type, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character with a cost 9 or lower with Whitebeard Pirates in its type, you may play it. If you played it, it gains Rush during this turn. So we're gonna really want to focus around 9-cost double attackers like the Starter Deck 22 Newgate here. This card is nuts with Rush because you get double attack, and on play you reveal the top card of your deck. If that card has Whitebeard Pirates in its type, you draw 2 cards. So again, adding cards to your hand, making it a little bit safer. And kind of the spice that I've been working on here is from OP09, the Oden. So this card has never seen the light of day really, but I think that it's actually pretty strong, especially in this context, because it still can be called out by this 9-cost event. So it also has double attack, not just that, but on KO, you draw 2 cards, then discard 1. So a bit of hand filtering, making it okay if we don't see our 9-cost Newgates here. We do have a secondary option, and you know, playing it out on curve is not bad as well. But yeah, so this deck list pretty much revolves around gaining tempo in the early mid game by bouncing cards back into the player's hand, and then, you know, kind of surviving until our 9 Dawn turn or 10 Dawn turn, depending if you're going first or second. with blockers. So we have the Marco coming out from PRB02, and I think this card is really great. Again, it allows us to kind of add cards to our hand, look for our 9-cost event and our 9-cost Whitebeard, and obviously a blocker, you know, you can't complain with that. It's also a 4-cost 6k. It doesn't have any counter, but I think that's fine. And having it be a 4-cost means that we could go ahead and cheat it out with our ace on our 5-Dawn turn. So I think that it's really good. Adds a lot of tempo to your deck. And kind of going back to the ace, we could again play our Atmos, which allows us to bounce a card back into hand. We're also playing the Jozu. And this card is a little bit dated in the sense where, you know, 6-cost, bouncing 6 costs is obviously really strong. But right now, there are so many decks that can raise the cost of characters. For example, the Black Robin, that can raise her cost by like 4 or something like that, making her like an 11 cost or a 10 cost. I forget what it is, but still, I think this card is still really strong, and seeing it on curve is really nice. So kind of one of the plays that we go ahead and do is that we will, on our 7-Dawn turn, play out something like Whitey Bay, allows us to reveal 2 cards from our hand and then give our leader 2k power. So then we could potentially swing 7k and establish a 6-cost 7k power body. So we'll bounce it back into our hand, maintain the 2k counter in our hand, and then also swing the tempo of the board in our favor. So in general, the strength of this deck is that, you know, with all of our characters that we establish on board, we can swing 6k, and that really comes down to Squad. So Squad is a really great card, especially into decks that have like a 6k base leader. So decks like blue purple Luffy or green purple Luffy, or any of the Luffys, to be honest, because they have abilities to go ahead and bump up their base power. So having something like this, where we reveal the top card of our deck, if it's Whitebeard Pirates, we could attach a Dawn, a rested Dawn, to either a character or a leader. So, you know, having things like Marco that can already swing 6k, since we're revealing 1 card from the top of our deck with Whitebeard Pirates, it gains 1k power. You know, in general, makes this deck very good against any of those 6k power leaders. But yeah, that's generally what we're looking at right now. I think that this deck is really slept on. If you kind of look here for a second, I'll go ahead and toss up some visuals for you guys in terms of how we're doing on the deck, because I think that it's actually we're doing pretty well. All right, so here we are on our match history, and it is provided by Card D Kaizoku. So if you guys aren't super familiar with him, I'm assuming you are, especially if you're looking up any sort of One Piece TCG content. He actually made this page, which is obviously very awesome. You can find it in the sim in the bottom left-hand corner. But yeah, make sure you guys check out the channel, you know, support him on Patreon, all those things, because honestly, his stuff is great. But yeah, let's have a look at our match history here. So we have about 21 matches, and 16 of them are wins, leaving us at a 76.2% win rate, which is not bad. And we're, you know, like if we have a look at some of the matches here, they're against like relatively strong decks. So we have here our green purple Luffy, we got Shanks with the upgrades, black purple Luffy, blue purple Luffy, you know, and just going down the list, and we're looking pretty strong. I honestly think that this deck is pretty solid. So if you guys are interested in it, make sure you guys check out the deck list and let me know what you guys think, because I'd love to hear what you guys are running, or if you're looking forward to this deck. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into one of the matches here, just so you guys can kind of see how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and go first. We'll keep we'll go ahead and play out our searcher here. We will grab ourselves a Marco, enter in there. All right, they go ahead and play out the Kami. Okay, they grab a Vanderdecken, which means that they got a bit of removal here, but we're okay with that. Possibly we might be going into our other Marco here. We'll go ahead and do this. Reveal the Marco that we pulled earlier. Go ahead and swing 2. And then we'll play out our Vista here. Okay, we'll go ahead and deploy, end turn. Alright, so we have our late game set up already, which is looking pretty good. Let's see what they play out for 4 here. Okay, they go ahead and play out the Jinbe. We'll resolve it. And we'll take this one. Resolve. Alright, so we're seeing a lot of Marcos. We'll go ahead and reveal 1 Marco. Okay. Alright, rest of opponent. It's not bad. We'll go ahead and attack 6. And then we'll go ahead and play out our boy here, and we will reveal our Marco and 1-2K. Alright, we'll go ahead and send that back, end turn. Let's see what they play for 6. They do another search. They might end up playing their 2K back out. We'll see. We don't have as much tempo as I would like. Usually we like to swarm with our ace plus another 4 cost, but it's all right. Let's see how we do. All right, they grab the Fisher Tiger for 6. We'll use card action. And we'll resolve it. If they want to swing 6 here, I'm okay to take it. Another Whitebeard. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and do this. We will show this and this. We'll go ahead and attach it here. So we got our 6. We'll go ahead and attack here. Then we'll be able to bounce this back, no problemo. Go ahead and attack the 7. I'm assuming they take, yeah. Deploy here, bounce, end turn. 9, we got our double attack, which is pretty nice. Still have some counter as well. Probably gonna need to counter it out of 1 here. I'm assuming that they're gonna want to go high. We probably won't let this go. We'll get rid of 1-2K just so we could continue to add pressure here. Okay, we are rested. Let's see what they do for 2. The Vanderdecken. I'm okay with that. We will let that one slide for sure. Okay. So let's go ahead and send you up. Okay. Let's go ahead and attack 5. We'll attack another 5 here. Nice. We'll go ahead and deploy here. Confirm reveal. We'll go ahead and play him out. And then draw those two. We'll go ahead and swing the 10 for double attack. Really nice because we get rush as well. And we get the card draw. So we got a lot of counter. Let's go ahead and enter in there. We're looking pretty solid in terms of tempo. So I'm not mad. We got some blockers next turn if we do survive this turn. I'm not really sure how they would go ahead and bust us out. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. I honestly think that we should probably save this guy. 2 and a 1, 2 and a 1. Actually, let's resolve it. Fine here. We will go ahead and resolve that one. No trigger. They froze our boy. All right, so I think we go ahead and do this. We will show this and this. Tack that onto there. We'll go ahead and play our boy here. Bounce you back. We'll go ahead and play this out. Then we will also play out a Vista for next turn. Honestly, we probably could have just swung 8 there and it would have been too much of an issue, but it's okay. Let's see, they could most likely rest our Vista, so I think we'll go ahead and enter in there. Okay, there's a Fender Deccan. If they don't get a blocker out here, then we should be pretty solid, to be honest, but we will see. Okay. Honestly, this wouldn't be that terrible to like just play out, but okay. Maybe they just swing the 11. If so, like I'm willing to kind of save them here. And then we'll give a 1. We'll give 1. And a blocker. We'll resolve that one. Okay. So, does this have counter? It does. We'll deploy here. Show off these two guys. We'll go ahead and attack 7. Two cards. Okay, We'll go ahead and reveal the top card here, confirm, attach it to our Jozu. Then we'll attack the 12. There it is, GG. All right, green, purple Luffy, the terror of the seas here. It's a pretty good opening hand. We'll go ahead and keep. We chose to go second. We'll do a search here. We'll go ahead and grab, I think an ace is gonna be fine. We'll go ahead and do a shuffle here just to kind of see what we get next turn. All right, we got ourselves a Jozu. Okay, let's go ahead and play out our squad. Squad is going to look at the top card here. I'm going to attach it. We'll also play out a blocker. Swing here. Alright, it'd be really nice if we could get something to play out here with our ace, but we'll see. I'm assuming that they're gonna have we'll use card action, we'll get rid of you. No blocker, resolve. Okay, nice, we got a card here. And they swing the 5, we'll go ahead and do that. Nami Searcher, let's see what they pull here. Okay, the double attacker, it's not bad. Let's go ahead and do this. We got ourselves a big beard, another big beard, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and play out here. Choose that. We'll go ahead and use our squad ability. Confirm, we'll toss that onto here. And then we'll go ahead and swing another 6. We'll end turn there. All right, the Sanji Pudding. A classic. They're gonna swing the 6, we'll go and resolve. And they play out the Zojuro. Okay, not terrible. Looking quite manageable. They draw a Sanji, so let's see here. We'll go ahead and deploy another squad. We'll put that on our boy here. We'll go ahead and swing. Counter out. We'll go ahead and attack another 6. We will reveal, confirm reveal. We'll swing a 7. Oh, we don't have any left. Psych. We'll go ahead and swing a 6. Maybe counter out here. So the ideal situation is that we would get our 9 cost event next turn. But it is completely okay if we don't. We don't have that much counter, which is kind of the issue right now. But we'll take it. So they're at 7 Dawn this turn. Wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and play out their Sanji Pudding yet again. It does take a little bit more Dawn though. Okay. 3 Dawn up. We do have some counter. I'm willing to get out of at least one of these. Okay, we'll go ahead and give a 1 for that. We'll go ahead and resolve that one. And they leave 1 up. Okay, perfect. So we'll do something relatively similar. But let's go ahead and do this first. Okay. So we'll play out our squad. We'll go ahead and attach it to our leader here. From this point, I think it's okay to go ahead and deploy here. see you back. On, see you back. We'll play out another squad. And we will attach here. 7. Another 7 here. And we'll go ahead and swing in 8 here, just so we can get 2 cards. Let's see if they use a Gum Gum. I really doubt it. Okay, they just go double. All right, we'll end turn there. Okay, Sanji Pudang. We will give nothing. We'll resolve that one. Seven. I'm okay with doing this. Resolve. Give a 2K here. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Worst comes to worst, we will play out our blocker here. But they leave 2 up. The question is, do we want to believe the bluff? But I think that we're actually going to have to address this board either way. So I think it's okay to go ahead and do this. We could attach 1 here. 6. They give. We'll attach 1 more here. Okay. $13. I can't imagine that they would want to do this, but we'll see. Okay, they give. Go and end turn there. Actually, yeah, we'll end turn there. Another Sanji Pudding, which means that they get more Dawn here. Go no blocker resolve. No trigger. Oh, let's see. They're probably gonna no trigger. Play out the Luffy. Oh, they don't. Interesting. Okay. So, I think we just go all in. We can go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and attack 1-7 here. Just to see how they react. We'll attack another 7. We will go ahead and play this out. We will attack 6. Okay. We'll attack another 6. Okay. Oh, we are shooting for the stars here. Another Gum Gum, classic. And we got the GG. Oh man, that was pretty close, but I think that was a pretty good example of how to play this deck. I honestly think that this matchup isn't terrible as long as we have kind of tempo with our, with our ideal curve. So we want to see things like, the squads in the beginning and, a decent amount of 2Ks along with our searcher. And then from that point, playing out the ace on our 5-Dawn turn. Just so we could go ahead and either bounce cards back or establish bodies that could swing 6K relatively easily. Having things like Jozu on our 7-Dawn turn is obviously very, very good. And then 9-Dawn turn, if we could get out that Newgate, super strong, forces a lot of cards out of their hand, forces them to use things like Gum Gum Giant. But yeah, this is pretty much the general game plan with this deck, and honestly, super fun, super interesting, and hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.